What's up everyone, Karue here from my Tennis HQ. Hope you guys are doing great. And today's going to be a short video, but it's something I've been thinking about a lot, that I've been seeing a lot on the court, and I figured I'd make a quick video about it. And today we're going to talk about practice, and specifically something that I believe a lot of amateurs are not doing in their practice routine that is definitely affecting their performance when they're playing matches and they're competing, which is working on the intangibles. Let me explain what I mean. So what do amateurs love to train? They love getting on the court and trying to add power to their ground strokes and more topspin, and adding power to their serve and rallying a million balls down the middle, because that's what we see a lot online. You see a lot of pros just hitting balls. Everyone loves watching a pro rallying through the middle. You guys love watching me rallying through the middle. But the reality is the match isn't going to be played that way. And then, so they train all these things, and then they get on the court and they play, you know, a pusher, a slicer, someone that comes in a lot, someone that hits a lot of drop shots, someone that, you know, is able to come up with more unorthodox shots. And they get frustrated, and then, oh, I hit the ball better than that guy, I should be beating them. But the reality is you don't know how to play those shots, those different shots, the shots that isn't just hitting down the middle or playing stationary, or, you know, the stuff that most amateurs are always training. And don't get me wrong, working on those shots is very important. Learning how to rally a lot, learning how to, you know, hit a better serve. But like I always say in the channel, tennis is very nuanced. There's a lot happening. The ball can really land anywhere on the court, and you have to be able to handle that. And that's why when I say you got to work on the intangibles, I mean it. It is very important. Now, what are these intangibles, right? Like, what am I talking about? It's drop shots, or chasing a drop shot, hitting passing shots, hitting a moon ball, hitting a junk ball, hitting a lot of angles. All those shots that, like, you might only play once a game, once a set. You never know, but maybe that one time that you need that ball, you're actually going to see it, and you're like, oh, I trained this. I'm able to come up with something. The problem is, if we don't train something and we expect that we're going to be able to do it, and then we get frustrated when we don't, it makes no sense, right? On a daily basis, I watch a lot of amateurs playing tennis, and I rarely see them working on anything but, like, just hitting a little bit bigger or serving. I never see them like, oh man, I want to chase down some drop shots today, see what I can come up with. I just don't see that happening. And I think the mindset, or maybe the train of thought that a lot of lower level players have when they watch a high level tennis match and someone comes up with a great passing shot or with a great drop shot, they just assume it's all skill and talent. It's all like, you know, those guys are just good, they can just do that. But the reality is, pro tennis players put themselves in situations like that in practice, to train drop shots, to train chasing a drop shot, to train dealing with a high moon ball, to train dealing with someone coming in. How am I going to pass them? What am I going to do in those situations? That happens in professional tennis training. That it doesn't happen a lot in amateur training and junior training too. Like, a lot of people just focus on hitting the ball bigger, but not learning how to navigate different shots around the court. Fact is, you don't need the greatest hands or feel in the world to hit a good drop shot. You just have to, like, hit a lot of drop shots, you know, in the simplest way possible. You get fed a bunch of balls, then you just work on a drop shot, and then with time you add a little bit of more difficult to it. But in general, all those shots that can be a little bit tricky, and because you just don't see them as often, you got to still train them, because you still have to handle them either on a point-to-point basis or on a game-to-game basis. And a lot of the times you end up losing important points or games because you just don't know how to handle those balls that you just don't see as often. And if you want an example of this, look, I play with one of the best female tennis players in the world right now, and Naomi is not known for her feel, her touch. She's known for her power, the big serve, the big ground strokes, hitting a lot of winners. She's not known for that. But behind the scenes, when we're on the court, we obviously work more on those things. We spend the bulk of the time on fitness, on the shots that you hit a lot. But that's not to say that we're not there hitting some drop shots sometimes, or chasing some balls sometimes, hitting some passing shots sometimes, because every once in a while it's going to happen, and she's going to have to be able to handle those things. So you got to spend the time on those little nuanced shots, because it will happen during a tennis match. And trust me, like, we sometimes do it, and people might be like, what are they doing that? Like, she never hits a drop shot, but she might need to at one point, and she, you know, needs to be trained, and so do you, and so do I. We all need to be trained in all those little shots. Again, it doesn't mean you spend an excessive amount of time on it, but you have to, you know, spend a little bit of time, play around. Sometimes practice shouldn't be so serious. It should be, let's have a little bit more fun today. Let's work on our, you know, short slices, on some tweeners or whatever. Sometimes that's what you got to do to keep it fresh, to keep it fun. And, you know, again, it happens at the top level. It should be happening at the amateur level as well. And my last point with this is that the more you learn these shots, the intangibles, the high heavy balls, the little short slices, the drop shots, the passing shots, whatever it is, the more you learn them, the more you develop a connection with the ball, that you understand what the ball is doing to your opponent, right? So you consciously make a decision to hit a short slice, right? And you worked on it and you do it on a match. You understand why you're doing it at that point, because you worked on it. You're hitting that short slice to take your opponent from the baseline, maybe bring him to the net, or give him like some sort of ball that he's not used to, maybe force an error. And so when it happens the other way around, when your opponent is hitting those balls, it can be whatever ball, drop shot, high heavy ball, whatever it is, you at that point understand what the ball is going to do to you, and then you can make a better decision on what you're going to do with that ball to put yourself in a good situation. Just spend a little bit of time making it a bit more fun, a little bit less serious, where you're not just hitting the ball through the middle and trying to rally and trying to hit the ball bigger and hit winners and all that stuff. That's just not how you're going to win more matches. It's going to help, but the intangibles, it's like it will complete the entire thing. You might be hitting the ball well, but if you don't have the intangibles, you might be losing the important points because of that, and then you're just not winning matches. And when you complete that, having good technique, good rally balls, but also having all the little other skills, even if they're not perfect, it will definitely help your game. So just to end this video, here are the things that I want you to be adding to your practice routine, even if it's for 5 minutes a week, 10 minutes a week, however long you're on the court. Add these to your training routine, and I'm sure you're going to start playing a little bit better. So that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Just been thinking about this one for a while, and I just had to make the video. And I think it's really important for you guys to do this. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Really appreciate it. Visit mytennishq.com. Help us get through the 50,000 clicks a month threshold that we're trying to surpass. So we'll leave a link down below. There's a lot of articles there that you guys are going to enjoy. So make sure you check mytennishq.com. Follow us on social media at mytennishq and at mytennishq on TikTok and Instagram. And we also got all the links down below to help the channel. So if you want to help, if you're buying something from Tennis Warehouse or Amazon or anything, we got links down below. Our Patreon as well is down there. We really appreciate any of the support. However you can help us, make us put more you can help us, the more videos we put out. So we truly appreciate it, and I'll see you guys on the next one.